And I made her apologize to my friend and, you know, maybe roughed her up like a little bit. Go 1-2 or whatever. And then, yeah, that was it.
Hey, man, you got to do it sometimes, yo.
So
that's funny.
Yeah, that's my story.
I mean, I feel like I've probably broken up at 1-2 fights, but I can't think of any.
I got those stories too, but the one that I was going to share is more recent. Because I was saying, yeah, because it was like, I was saying, what's the most awkward spot, right? So I go to LA Fitness quite a bit, and I'm chilling in the sauna. Yo, these guys are about to go in and at it in the sauna room.
You're a little exposed in the sauna.
Exactly.
You are.
That's where I'm at with this. What?
Yo, it's crazy because I'm
not doing that.
Dude, I just used my words.
You're on your own.
I just used my words.
You're not bringing up a
No, I didn't have to.
sauna fight?
No, I'm not doing that. I wasn't like. I'm not.
What about dicks going like this? You want to talk about dicks going like this all over the place? Yeah. You want to talk about dicks doing this all over the place? Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Jackass.
Let me see you get a little jiggy.
Tired for pressure, poor people.
Bounce a little bit.
Well, Baba, some never message phone, you see. All right.
Never
let me
let
see
your
something,
problem
bro.
get you down. Gotta stay focused and hold your
It doesn't make me want to move at all.
Do you not dance?
I don't really dance.
Oh,
No.
come on.
Do you two-step?
I could do a 2-step. I could bob my head. I could do the basic shit, but like not like this.
It's
isn't
not
really,
giving you the energy
not at
to
all.
move.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I mean, that's fine.
I wonder why. I'm curious to know.
It's not my type of music.
So what is?
I
You
don't
want to
know.
hear some Bollywood type stuff? Like, what's up?
Nah, that'd be probably more you than me.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but not if I hear it. I don't
have like a. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't have like something specific that would make me go like, okay, I'm into it. It's just like
You have
it hits
no
me, it hits me.
track that will play that you will like play to put on to like get you in a good mood where you would shake a leg.
Bruh. You
Not
were bubbling
one
in
like
grade
go
9 or you were like
to
what? You ain't
track?
got no type of...
Like when you're home and you're getting ready or you put on music or whatever, like you don't have like a go-to track that'll get you like in good spirits.
So when you say good spirits, I don't look at that as synonymous with dancing. Like good spirits, like what? Like I'm looking at
Good
it.
spirits to
So
shake
hold
a
on.
leg, to
You
move
don't
your
dance
body.
in front of the mirror ever?
No, I don't do that. No.
Whoa.
No.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty serious.
That's... you need some energy in your life, bro.
That like I'm definitely the wrong person to be saying I need energy in my life. I'm
Don't
probably
do that.
like I'm probably that's not where I was going. That's not where I was going.
Sure wasn't.
But it wasn't. It really wasn't. But like
Buns talking?
I feel like I'm super like energetic in that regard. But I'm not like dancing in front of the mirror and being like whatever.
That just made me think of this guy that I used to work with. He never used to listen to music. He only listened to talk radio in the car on the way home. So I asked him one day, I'll never forget. I'm like, yo, bro, a Friday afternoon, evening time. You just finished work. You ain't got nothing to do for the weekend and you're just feeling yourself like, yes, I'm going home.
You know that line?
You're turning on talk radio, bro? You're turning on 680 News? Like, what are we doing? What? The Fan 590? Come on, bro. You're turning on talk radio. What? That don't make no sense to me.
Maybe he gets jiggy to it.
I'm just saying there has to be like one song or a song or a couple songs that you hear and your body just moves. You have nothing like that?
Nothing off the top. No. Like, remember, like, there's a line by DMX where he's like, I'm in the club, I'm dancing, but I'm not, like, I'm paraphrasing. My legs ain't moving, but I'm bobbing my head like that. I'm into that. Like, I'll be like, all right, I'm feeling this, I'm into this. But I'm not, like, fucking, like, whatever, just dancing in front of the mirror and any of that stuff. That's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever.
Let's go fly a kite.
I know that's your favorite one, and I haven't given you that one in a little bit, but whatever. This is another episode of SUP. We got Miss Mister over here. She decided to come back. You may see her again next week and possibly the week after that, but you can find her on Instagram. We'll throw the key in there because behind the scenes we got Knots, Zealous. Find him on Instagram. Find him on the internet. Keep him booked. Keep him busy. All that behind the scenes mix magic audio and video. He's got you. SB, the student over here. This guy always does that grin thing.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to everybody who's watching us on YouTube. If you're listening to us on Spotify or what's the other one? Apple Podcast. Big you up every time.
Only going up this year.
Yeah, you can find us somewhere. Like, I don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
Only going up this year.
You should find us everywhere.
One of the biggest things was our consistency, but we're trying to figure it out. All of us have jobs. Some of us have children. Some of us have relationships.
It's real life.
You should start seeing a little bit more consistency with us because we're fully engaged. Shout out to Face. He just flew out this morning. He's on a little bit of vacation. He came back last week from somewhere, and then he had to pop right back out again. But shout him out wherever he's at. I mean, I know where he's at, but I know how he can be sometimes and like letting his location be out there. But I go by the name of Bun. You can find me on the internet at wha'SUP Bun on Instagram. Out here trying to figure it out. But this happens to be another episode of Speak Your Perspective. Lastly, thank you for everybody who's joining us for whatever the umpteenth time might be. Numbers are going up, so we appreciate it.
Only going up this year.
That was a not special. He wanted to hear that one. I'll give it to you one more time, brother.
Only going up this year.
But all that shitty chatting we were just doing before, one of the things I did wanted to mention to you, remember that hotel party that you had years and years and years ago? Years ago? Downtown Bay Street, Sutton Hotel.
Yeah.
And you know the Sutton Hotel was a thing that back then because you see when celebrities used to come into town, that's where they used to stay. If you don't know already.
Yeah.
Toronto Sutton Hotel on Bay Street. That's where DMX stayed there one time. There's a whole bunch of those guys have stories about that hotel.
It was definitely a spot.
And we happen to have a story because and the thing is, yo, you know me already, eh?
Only going up this year.
I have the video footage to prove this. Because them times I used to walk in my camera regular. We were in that hotel room for like 4 hours before Preeya showed up. It was the worst thing. Like, yo, we sat there in silence, yo, because you know that moment where everybody's supposed to be quiet. So it's the second the person walks through the door, surprise! Yo, she's coming. Shh, 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 she's coming. 20 minutes go by. Shh, 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 she's coming. Shh, 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 shh. Another 10 minutes. Shh, 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 she's coming. Yo, they shushed us for like 2 hours, yo. I promise you. I'll never forget it.
I believe you.
And I have the video footage. I still have it.
I believe you.
It was so annoying, but that was a party though. That was definitely a party.
Yeah, it was until it got shut down. But
what happened?
I mean,
what happened?
Let's go fly a kite.
The man that were in there fucking butted it down, yo.
That was an interesting birthday for me on a whole. But yeah, the party was good until it got shut down. And then after that,
Preeya had the place packed up, yo.
Yeah, it was proper. It was my 19th birthday.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. Yeah. And I got the video footage for anybody who wants to see it. I still got it.
We can leave that there.
Well, speaking of birthdays, it's that time of year. Special birthdays coming up. Well, I like to think so, but
I don't.
It's a fact.
Whatever. We can call it whatever you want. The thing is, I don't really care much for it.
Okay. It's coming up a couple days.
Something like that. I've spent birthdays alone, eh? Just in my own zone, chilling.
I hear you, so have I.
How do you think that's weird? Because
I don't.
I've shared that with a couple people, and they were on something like, "Why would you do that? Your birthday."
You know what? But people think that about like New Year's too, and like I've spent New Year's alone, so I don't think anything's wrong with that. For me personally.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you think something's wrong with it?
No, I mean like I've done both.
Oh.
I'm like a super extrovert, but there's times where I'm a super introvert too. But no one sees the introvert because obviously no one's there to see it. I enjoy spending time by myself on some of these.
What, on your birthday though?
It's not a regular thing. Like I'm probably gonna throw a big party this year. So yeah, but it is what it is.
I think people just think that people need to be around people on those days because they're like celebratory days. But I feel like a lot of people aren't comfortable spending time alone. Like I enjoy, like you were saying,
exactly.
Like I like my own company. Like I'm good with that.
I think it's an age thing too. After a while, you do get kind of bored of just cutting the cake and having a party or whatever. Slowly, it comes down to just a home get together.
No,
like
it
changes.
I don't know. Go all
yeah,
out.
but
Hotel,
I don't know if it's
limousine,
like but I don't.
And they're well into their 30s, approaching 40.
I don't know if it's like you get bored of it or what, or your priorities change or whatever. Like, I just didn't want to plan something for myself. Like, I just didn't want to do it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then if my birthday came and someone's like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm just home chilling. Do you want to go grab a drink or this or that? Like something super low key. I never really planned really big birthdays. Like that one was 19. And then I threw myself like a 30th birthday because it was my champagne birthday. So that's where it was.
How long ago was that? I'm joking. You don't have to answer that.
8 years ago.
Yeah, whatever. I was just messing with you because you're not supposed to ask a female those questions. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada.
Typical. So you can ask. I
True.
don't want to answer. I just won't. But
I'm kind of mad that you're not gonna be here for my birthday.
Yeah.
Another one of those trips to NYC.
Yeah.
How's that going? Talk about it real quick. I'll give you 45 seconds.
It's cool. Like there's always something different to do. Like I was out there right now with they're celebrating Mexican independence in New York, and it was just wild, bro. Like flags are everywhere. People are pumping up in their cars.
was it Puerto Rican Day Parade?
No, it was Mexico's independence.
Oh, Mexico's independence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently it was I think Guatemala's too, or another country, but they didn't get the same parade. Like it was like maybe 2 or 3 flags.
We ain't got enough of those Mexicans in Toronto.
No, we don't. That
we really don't.
You know what's funny? Like you know how we say that Toronto's like a baby New York? I don't even look at it like that anymore. It's so different out there.
Toronto's just Toronto.
Yeah. Like the amount of like how we say we're a melting pot and yada yada yada. Maybe because of the population part of it.
Thank you, Drake.
But there's just so much more out there, man. Like Spanish is like a legit thing, like everywhere. Everyone's just talking in Spanish. The amount of times I gotta go no español, and it's just like ha ha ha.
But I feel like that is something that New York has. That part of it, like it has a very very big like Spanish community. Here, I just think we have a lot of pockets of different communities. So I do still think that like the type of food that we have, like you can get food from almost every country in Toronto. And for us, like we don't have like one big massive different population. Like there's like little India, there's little Jamaica, there's little Italy, there's like all these like pockets of different things. I think that's the difference between,
like from my point of view right now, I feel like China's heavy in Toronto. I feel like India's heavy in Toronto, especially like downtown or the GTA.
Brampton.
in the GTA, you mean, or you mean Toronto?
Even downtown, like you go to Dundas Square, like you
There-
see what it
there's
is.
a
Like
lot,
even like I'm at St. George campus downtown. Majority of it's like Indian and Chinese, right? And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not saying
international students.
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
But like even just walking around when you go, like I feel like those are the main cultures that really like stand out to me on a commonality basis. Like where it's like, oh, okay, cool. Out there, it's not the same. And mind you, there's a much bigger tourist scene there too. You'll see a lot of people that are from different parts of the world just because they're traveling or visiting. But in general, man, it's just so to me anyway. It's way more diverse.
You don't think it's different depend on like what borough you go to?
No, that makes a difference for sure. Because I was asking, I made a lot of friends out there. So I made a couple of friends out there. I'm like, yo, where are the Indians at? Where are these guys? And they were telling me where they're at. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So they have their version of Brampton out there. Near
What's it called? You don't know?
Roosevelt Heights, like near that subway station, that area.
Okay.
And I saw it too because
Yeah.
I was taking the subway everywhere. So I saw it. I got a glimpse of it. But now you go downtown, you don't like you go to like Manhattan or like Times Square. You don't see it the same way that you would at Dundas Square. Like
Yeah, okay, I can see what you're saying. I think before too, like maybe, I don't know, I would say like 10 years ago, we had the pockets at that time.
yeah,
I would think, right? Like, you know, Brampton's like, there's a lot of Indians there. Markham's, there's a lot of Asians there. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But now I think, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like downtown, I don't know if I think it's still touristy on the days that you go. But like, I guess on an everyday basis, just because of like,
that's what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would
I
love
hear
to
you.
find out what insurance rates are like in that community.
It's
Because of
funny-
what they
yo,
are compared to here in Brampton.
It is so funny
Brampton
that
is still crazy. Anything with an L.
it's always gonna be crazy.
L or M
Yeah.
or whichever one.
It's always gonna be crazy. But, it's
But you
fu-
got the joke, though, right?
Yeah, I understand, sir. I got it.
I said I was going to give you 45 seconds. And
Yo.
that was like 2 minutes.
no, this isn't
3
even.
minutes.
It's not even about that
What?
anymore.
What?
But
Quick, fast.
this guy's putting me on a clock.
No, we got a lot of things to get to. We got to get the Tough
No.
Mudder. We got to get the whole bunch of stuff.
Wait, I didn't want to circle back to your birthday though.
Yeah, just me. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
It's not even important. I was just gonna say I was thinking the same thing when I saw all those people there. I'm like, I wonder what the insurance rates are out here.
But yeah. You wanted to ask me something about my birthday?
Yeah, so your birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
So what is I would say maybe the best gift that you've received or the best gift that you've given to someone on your birthday, for their birthday?
For their birthday, that I think, because
Okay, what was the best gift you received for your birthday in your life?
a trip to Cincinnati to see the Bengals play. It's my football team. Go Bengals. Who they? Big up Burrow. I know the man them lost again, but we're gonna figure it out. Don't watch none.
Okay, cool.
But it was a trip to Cincinnati. It was a surprise.
Yeah.
I appreciate surprises. I respect them very much because
Right.
it's like you didn't have to ask me.
Right.
You didn't have to try to trick me into something.
Yeah.
You took the time, you thought about it, and then you crafted it together yourself.
So
and then
everything
made an
about it was a
event.
surprise? Like everything? Like everything about it? Like, hey, this is what we're doing this weekend?
Basically, we drove. That's the thing. We drove because flying.
So did you know where you were driving?
Literally at the border on something like, where you going? I don't know, bro. Like, man looked at me like, what do you mean you don't know? I'm like, I'm honestly just following her directions because it's a surprise.
Did you have an idea when you're at the border?
Nah, still didn't.
He accepted that? You don't know where you're going? It's a
John knows
surprise?
he did. Yeah, John knows. But then
That's
he
crazy.
sent us over there to like,
Oh.
you know those ones.
Yeah.
Like, but she also had a different passport, so it's kind of like something don't sound right. I'll take that story, but then because of this, I'm gonna have to go over there. So then when we went in there, she's the one that went and talked to them.
Right.
And then they
So they
pulled
just
out,
asked me their 1-2 questions. Where you coming from? They're like, whatever. I explained this already.
Yeah.
She went and explained the whole story.
What she's doing, yeah.
All right, you guys get back in the car and go about your business.
Should put 5 keys in your trunk, like surprise.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can you imagine, yo? Them ones. But even before we left, she had packed up a bunch of like a barbecue and some charcoal, things like that. So I'm like, what are we camping? Like, what are we doing here?
Right. Oh, that's the tailgate?
Yeah, exactly.
That's dope.
So it was the whole.
That's
It was the whole thing.
that is
I was like, yeah, you really put some thought into this.
Yeah, and she knows you, right? Like, well, to do something like that,
Basically.
and to know that would be like truly appreciated.
You still talk to her?
Yeah.
Oh, good shit. Okay.
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
That's good. That I feel like that type of person you should continue to keep in your life because they knew you so well.
Anybody who knows me knows. I'll tell. That was the best gift I ever received.
And what's the best gift that you've ever given somebody?
See, that's because this is from my perspective now. So it's
from
kinda
your
like,
perspective.
Yeah, but I think there's been a couple of
Like
good
you can
ones.
say something. It doesn't have to be extravagant.
the
It
one
could
that
be
I think
thoughtful.
It would be I literally wrote like step by step, like a whole 2-page note, whatever you want to call it, of instructions. Like, do this, get on this train,
Oh, that's cute.
come off at this station, take whatever, like, I don't know, 100 steps to like that landmark.
What?
Yeah.
That is so
But-
sweet.
I
Wait,
can
what
see him
was
doing
it?
that though. He's
I
so
can't.
organized
was.
that way.
I actually literally can't.
But
Nice
it
for your
started from
because
the
he has no energy.
Nah, it started. Yo, when it comes to gift giving, like,
It's probably
yo,
like 15 years ago. Though.
yeah, it was a long time ago. Yo, I got kids now, bro. I got time for that type of stuff. Like, I'm sorry,
Okay, go ahead.
but I given her.
Turn around.
Hey man, you gotta do sometimes. Like, yo.
Okay.
It started from the night before. Cause I had given her a box with an outfit.
This is so cute. Okay, I'm so here for this. Keep going.
It was an outfit, and I'd given her money to go get her nails done. I think it was. I think no, she was getting her hair done.
I love all of this.
I don't know if I gave her money to get her hair done or to get her nails done after she did her hair. Again, this
Okay.
was like so long ago.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, whatever. You give like prep. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, I gave her the outfit.
So you made her pay for one of the two, eh?
Yeah, honestly, maybe I don't know.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Gave her the box the night before. She followed the instructions. She met me downtown, and what happened to be was at CN Tower. And then at the end of it, or
Was it for
No.
dinner?
no,
Oh.
it was just to go to. We went to dinner somewhere else, but
Right.
it was I gave her a card when she got there,
Yeah.
and it said something whenever somebody asked what you did for your birthday, let them know that I took you to the top of the world. Them ones, yo,
Only going up this year.
levels, bro.
That's super cute.
You still
What
got the card?
Do I still have it? No, I mean she would have it, but I don't know if she still has it.
Oh, I thought you meant she gave it to you though. Oh,
No,
you
it's
oh,
her
this one.
birthday.
Oh,
This
my
is what
bad, my
gave to her.
bad. I
This
mixed
is
it
the
up.
birthday.
Okay.
This is a gift that I gave to somebody else.
Okay, nice.
How about you? Where you at with
That's a
this?
keeper. That's a
Or
keeper.
me?
Yeah, the best gift you've ever received, and then what's the best gift you feel you've given to somebody?
Oh, this is gonna be really sad. It's gonna be very sad. don't really have a best gift I received, to be honest. I don't really think that I can't really think of that right now. So I'll just go to the best gift I've given. And it's probably like the most recent. I surprised like my boyfriend with like his favorite college football team tickets.
Yeah, he's a football guy?
Yeah.
Mostly college or both NFL and college?
Both. But I mainly college.
It's funny how both of our stories relate to football.
Mainly college. I mean, he used to...
The way to a guy's heart is football and food.
Well,
That's it.
He also used to, like, he played football, so...
Yeah, ain't them
so,
ones.
anyways.
Only going up this year.
Yeah, anyway, so...
No, most of them man, they're, like, size, you know, so...
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's beautiful. But anyways,
not pretty. Not pretty. He's not pretty.
That too. That too.
He's got a pretty. Does he have a pretty
That
dick?
too.
He's got a pretty dick.
Anyways, let's not talk about him anymore. But I'm very happy. But anyways, but yeah, so I surprised him with tickets to go see the University of Colorado. So
yeah, them ones.
And so like Deion Sanders now is like the coach.
Talk about it.
And the all the home games are sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is the first time in like CU history.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was really fire. And the game that we're going to is their very last home game.
Yo, yeah, right. That very last home game.
Yeah, so it's gonna be very But this guy's like
Only going up this year.
yeah, like he's amped. He's like, we're gonna go on the campus
Only going
all
up this
day.
year.
And I'm like, what do you want to do on the campus all day? He's like, I want to touch.
It doesn't matter. I just want to breathe the air. I just want to breathe the air.
I'm like, all right,
Trust
man.
me.
I'm like, it's your world.
The
babe.
best
Let's go.
gifts are never something that's just like here, or like
Yeah.
an item.
Yeah,
It's an experience.
for sure.
It has to be an experience.
For sure.
And when you're able to tie it in with something physical, but experience, none don't beat that, yo.
I just think the only reason
None don't beat that.
I don't think that it's based on like the money or anything like that. I think it was just the reason I'm saying like this was the best gift that I've given
Yeah.
is his reaction
Yeah.
and like the pure like excitement about like doing something that he just never thought like he could do like at this time or whatever in this moment, because like Deion's there, like this is his first like season there, right? Like so he left Jackson State or something like that. And the way that the team's playing and stuff right now, like they're 3-0 and there's all this hype around it. I didn't know any of this stuff. And like all these celebrities are going to like Lil Wayne walked them out like the other day.
Master P was there.
Yeah,
the other
bro.
day.
Like the
Cameron's there,
The Rock
regular. The Rock
in
was
the
there.
room,
Yeah.
doing the prayer.
Yeah.
Like so, I didn't know any of this stuff.
Yo, Deion's that place turn up right now,
Yo.
you know.
From when
Colorado of all places.
Listen, it's like practice. They're on the field, and his son and him, they're all wearing their bust down chains or rollies on practice.
Big up
like
Shador.
it's crazy.
That's dope.
Trust me, yo.
and Shiloh.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
say
You got it. Yeah, you
I'm
got it.
learning.
Yeah.
Deion Jr. I think is like the camera
Hey,
guy.
yeah, he's got another one. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know so much about Deion right now.
Because I listen to him.
Yeah, Yeah,
I learn. Trying to understand, trying to like see that. I mean, I like football, so but I just didn't know anything like this heavy, how crazy college ball was like in like that. Like they have like a throne on the field for like when you like get an interception. I don't know what it's for, but it's like this big huge black chair with like gold trim on the field. Like I have never seen that.
College
before.
football owes Deion Sanders a lot right now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Because the
It's a lot.
attention that he's garnering for them,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And mind you, in the States, college football is already very big, and I think I'm pretty sure it outseeds NFL because it's a statewide thing
Yeah,
versus just a city thing.
for sure.
So those games, you're packing in like 110,000 people week to week,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But for what he did, like he's the headline on ESPN every day of the week for something at this point.
I
like,
think
it's just crazy.
the other part to that too is that like he was so huge, like he made such an impact in the NFL and stuff like that when he was playing. Then he went to baseball. Then he did commentary for the NFL.
Yeah.
Then he left
Yeah.
and was like, "Yeah, I don't care anymore about the NFL." Like he doesn't. He was asked this in an interview like the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't
I
really
didn't follow
follow
that
it."
stuff anymore.
And he said it like how people would typically say like, "Oh yeah, I don't really follow college ball, but I watch like NBA."
Mhm.
Like, so it was like that. So I just found that take really interesting.
Yeah, and that I don't
From
typically
him.
follow college ball, so now I'm paying attention to it
Because
because
of
of that,
yeah,
the hype behind Dion.
Yeah. I think
And it's
that's
amazing
crazy.
to me that he was able to bring that hype in the 90s when he was a player,
Right.
and now he's a coach, and
Yeah.
everybody's on this Dion train.
And I
now.
also think just because like all his kids are there.
Yeah, that too. And
All
he's
of them.
documenting the entire
I
thing.
think his daughter plays basketball for
that I'm not
Colorado
even too
too.
sure about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see how that happens though? Like
Automatically, I don't know nothing about the daughter.
yeah, sort of. The female sports, not to bring it back to that conversation that we had before, but like people only have so
Shout
much
out
time to
Corey
watch
Kareem.
certain things, but everyone knows everything that he's doing right now
Mhm.
and his son. But then the daughter, basketball. Yeah.
It's I think because like three of the sons, like one does like all the media for like the football.
Yeah.
Two
And
of
the
them
other two play on
play
the team. Yeah.
Yeah.
and like two of them play, and then two of his daughters, I think his oldest daughter used to play. She played for Jackson State. The youngest daughter played for Jackson State when he was there, and then when he left and went to Colorado, she went there
With the sons
for
and everything.
for
too, I guess.
basketball though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
but yeah, like exactly what you're saying. I guess.
What was this? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
What was that stat that you said earlier too? That he's the first guy to be in the Super Bowl and win it, and then also
No, yeah, he didn't win the World Series.
he
He
didn't
played in the World Series,
Yeah.
but he appeared in a World Series and a Super Bowl.
Which
those
is
athletic genes, man.
That's
the
crazy.
Kids, the
I
kids
know.
got it too. It's wild.
100%.
Yeah.
And it like
Just took the light with
it's
him
really
everywhere he
crazy.
went.
Yeah, I was watching a Dion top 50, like highlights
Yes,
of
yeah.
a while back.
Mm.
The amount of intercept, like pick six, that guy had, like interception
Crazy.
and return for a touchdown.
Crazy.
It's amazing. I don't think we'll ever see something like that again.
And Dion was like one of my dad's favorite players.
yeah, my
like,
dad
growing
too. Same
up.
thing. Yeah.
So like that's why I watch football all the
Yeah.
time, like when I was a kid. So it's crazy. It's like how full circle.
I remember my dad yelling at the TV those days when Dion was playing for the 49ers.
Yeah.
With Merton Hanks on the other side. On offense, they had Jerry Rice and Steve Young at quarterback. That's when I felt. You see the 49ers right here?
I was looking
Those
at that.
are the
I'm
days
like,
when I
don't
fell in
want
love with
Yeah.
that. That's what
Yeah.
football way back, yo.
So you, best gift you've given?
I'm going to switch it up because you said that it's always experiences, right? For me,
I feel like it's always an experience.
not the best gift that I got, and it was pretty recently. Was it wasn't a experience at all, but it was just a really well thought out gift. It's it's a book about me and my kids, and so she pretty much wrote out like the whole book about like this is me spending time with them when they're younger, and then like page by page, like pretty much wrote out the whole book like it's a picture book.
Mhm.
And what happens when you're older and just spending time with your kids and stuff like that. So it's like almost like my face and my kids' faces on it.
Mhm.
And then obviously like a card at the end of it just complimenting me as a parent. You know what I mean? And that just hit the spot because obviously I was going through my situation at the time with the ex and all that stuff. So it was a great reminder for me to remember who I am to them. And receive it on my birthday.
That's awesome.
It topped it off. Yeah. But back to the experiences as far as giving, I think it's a dope gift. I was dating this girl a long time ago. She
It's
was
funny how all of us are like people we were talking to at the time, and no family members, no nothing. But continue.
yeah, I guess.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
continue.
I don't think we're gonna have the same level of appreciation for getting like a video game now. You know, like I used to love those games, like getting those on my birthday or whatever, but it's not like the same as something like this, and it may be more sentimental at this point.
Because I have a few sentimental ones that were from family too. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
both
don't.
giving and receiving.
I don't either.
I
None from
My-
family.
Sentimental, like no,
I think it
not
just
for
meant something though. No.
no, like like when I said like I don't have like a gift or like something that was given to me that was like really big or anything like that. Like the biggest gift I got like for Christmas from a guy I was talking to was like an iPad, which was nice and it was really sweet. But like the most
That
I'm
got
just saying like
recycled a long time ago.
no, I mean I still have it, but like the most meaningful one was that somebody, which is like my most recent boyfriend, like took the time out to make
Think
me
about it.
feel special on my birthday.
Yeah.
Like we had just started like talking at the time, and it's just like just to put in like that effort to do something that like I would really enjoy, like a nice dinner, like to plan it, like just something and a card, like just what was said in the card and how far it's come and all this stuff like that. Like it's just the meaning behind that for me. Because I just didn't, unfortunately, I did a lot of idiots, actual idiots. Sorry, go ahead.
That's not good.
It's not, but I'm good now, so.
The best that I gave was, I don't remember if she's turning 24 or 25. I think it was 25, which was like a quarter century. Like it was like a big thing for her. I'm younger than her at the time too, by like a couple of years.
Yeah, eh? Go get them.
Yeah, three to be exact. Our birthdays are actually, I don't want to give away too much. I had a buddy that had a private plane, like one of those propeller ones. So
Dan Corgan, real
You hear this
bad
guy
man.
out? You hear this guy out? You know?
No,
You
I
hear this
can't.
guy? Yeah, you start hanging out with you more, bro. Like, what
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah. So right around like midnight, we're pretty much flying around the CN Tower.
That's very sweet.
It was pretty dope. Yeah. So, and I was surprised how close it actually gets to it, but yeah, and we're still friends too. So
That's
Ladies, holla at him. He goes
right
by
about to ask
SB
you.
the student. Find him
Like,
on
is that somebody
Instagram.
that's still? What about the person that gave you the book?
nah, that's done. Nah, she's super cool, but like it just didn't work out. So
But do you still talk?
nah, we don't talk.
No,
Nah.
okay.
So it was my boy saying though, the private plane. Like, what's up?
We're friends.
Can't link the
Kinda.
man them, bro?
What do you mean?
Yo,
Oh, would he? I haven't like, you know what's? I haven't talked to him regularly either. I haven't seen him in a hot minute either. But like it'll be like Facebook messages here and there randomly to just check in. But I'm not hanging out the way that I used to hang out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to holler at homeboy for a little bit still and be like, yo.
That's really fire.
Yeah,
That's
but-
really dope.
But he had his pilot license too. So
Yeah,
to me,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was just dope.
That-
like,
yeah,
that made
yeah,
me
that
want.
on its own.
like,
That
yeah,
made me
yeah.
want my like.
No,
I want to get a
100%,
pilot license.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, Joe.
Dan Corgan,
That's-
real bad
Them
man.
ones,
Definitely
bro.
up there.
Like,
It's
yeah,
definitely
for
up
sure.
there. This is what I mean by like, you meet all kinds of different people when you're at the casino, or you're playing cards, or you're playing poker, or whatever. But yeah, yeah.
I have a couple questions about this female stuff though, but I think we're gonna take a quick break. I guess we got some sponsors to pay, so we'll be right back with some more SUP. If you're in the GTA and need your car detailed, visit Speckless Pro Auto Detailing. They specialize in both exterior and interior cleaning, including headlight restoration and salt stain removal. Book online at www.specklessprodetailing.com or call 416-262-0702. Don't accept anything less. Visit Speckless. Big up man like Skinny Man.
Hey.
This song's for you. I'm gonna put that on here for you. I'm gonna put that on here for you.
Okay.
Joe, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
All right.
See, like that sounded good.
Yeah, you could.
That sounded
you could
better
vibe
than
with
like that sounded better than the first two.
All right, yo, but I got something for you. Yo. But going back to what we were talking about before. One of the questions I had for you, or well, you had for us, I guess, because I was gonna ask you about in NYC. You're talking about you were trying to link up with a thing over there and something. You trying to get into that, or you just want to ask the question?
I'll run the question. I'll get into it after the fact. Build the
Just so they
suspense.
know, though, you're single and
Build the
still
suspense.
mingling.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't see myself in anything anytime soon. Like we've already talked about this. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's a two-way. Obviously, you don't have kids, you got kids. But to you then, Bun, have you ever you're talking to a girl, and it's going a certain direction, and then she finds out you got kids, and she's like, "Nah, I'm not interested. Like, I don't want to deal with that."
No, hasn't happened. Hasn't happened yet. Knock on wood, wherever there's something right here.
How about the other way around? Now this is for both of you now. Yeah, even maybe before you had kids, where you're like, I'm not getting.
Well,
involved.
the thing is, there might have been one or two, but they weren't specific about that. But, you can tell that I'm involved to where it's not on some every other weekend thing. So it's like my time is consumed by then sometimes. So I'm not going to be able to provide you with an abundance of time,
Yeah.
which is what a lot of girls want these days, no?
Well, so would you not talk to a girl? Are you single?
I am.
Okay. So
Looking for
would
a
you talk
Gemini.
to, huh?
Nothing.
Would you talk to a girl that doesn't have kids? Like, do you want more children? Or would
Sometimes
you,
I do. Sometimes I don't.
would you prefer to talk to a girl that like
Has
doesn't
kids?
has kids or that as opposed to not
It
having
does
kids?
help because they are a bit more understanding when it comes to like, this requires time. So and I will then know because you also have a child or children that I'm not gonna expect you to respond the second I send a text message. You get what I mean? Like my hands might be tied doing something else.
So
you have vice versa.
So you have a preference for someone that has kids?
I can't say that I do. I just find that they're more understanding. So any girl who I talk to that doesn't have children, there's a level of patience that has to come with it. And I haven't had any issues so far, but I don't know.
Got it. Have you said no to, like, you're not interested in somebody because they got kids?
When I was younger, I didn't want to talk to anybody that had kids because I wanted
younger? Like how long ago were we talking?
Yeah, good question.
like 10 years maybe
Right.
ago. And I didn't want that just because like I wanted, like I was dating to obviously like get married and have children, like with that intention. So I wanted to talk to, be with somebody that didn't have kids so that I could provide that experience for them the first time like I'm experiencing it. And then I realized obviously as I got older, that pool of men is getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, am I going to not talk to like this great guy just because he has a kid or two?
Or three.
Or three.
Or four.
So, you know what I mean? So like, and then I
Dan
did.
Corgan, real bad man.
Big up all of my yachties out there.
And then, oh my God. And then anyways.
Shout out Koi Kareem.
And then, and then I started talking to guys that did have kids. But then I realized, or I experienced, as I'm older now, like I do want children. But I would talk to guys that have kids and they don't want to talk to me because I don't have kids. Because they don't want any more kids, which I get too. Like I can understand that.
Wait, because they want more kids, you mean?
No, they don't.
They don't want to.
They don't.
Oh,
want
because
kids.
you're looking for.
Wants-
got you.
yeah.
Oh,
Right?
got you. Okay.
So like
That's interesting. That's
so
different.
for me personally, if I'm going to get into a relationship with somebody that has kids, like my initial, like even now that I'm older, like I'm saying for the past, I would say 5, 8 years, whatever the case may be. If I meet somebody, I'm like, do you want kids and do you want to get married? Not to me, just in general. I just need to know where your head's at because like I don't know if I want any of those things. I just met you. I just need to know these are the things I want in my life at some point. If these things are off the table for you. So like I've met guys that were just like, I would never get married again, but I would have a kid, or I would never have a kid again, but I don't like, or I'll get married. Right. And for me, those are two things that I want in my life for me personally.
I got 2 questions.
Go ahead.
One is, all right, so you're talking to guys that have kids already, right? What if they got them with different baby moms? Is that still on the table? Is it still the same thing? Like, what if it's like, yo, he's got like 2, 3
So
with 2, 3
Or
women?
4 or 5.
So I
Shout
mean,
out to my
What's the
yachties
number? What's the
again.
limit?
but that all comes with like, people make mistakes, things happen. So like, let's say you had a kid when you were 16. So your kid's now
So what are you saying?
10,
There's no cutoff for you?
15. No, what I'm saying is that like, if you have 3 children by 3 different people and they're all just like random things, like that's different. If you had a kid when you were really, really young, that happened. Then let's say you got married with somebody else and then you had 2 kids and then that didn't work out. So now you have 2 different baby moms. One was from when you were really young. One was when you were in a relationship or married or whatever the case may be. So like, I think it depends on the reason. I'm at that point now. Before, if you asked me this 10 years ago, I'd be like, absolutely not. I don't care. But now I'm just more understanding, and I understand like life happens not in the way that we all want it to. And there's different experiences and different things come from that. So who am I to judge you based on however that came about for me?
Fair.
So if he has 4, what are you saying?
I'm not looking anymore, so I'm good.
All right. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Yes, I
I like
settled.
how you played that.
Yeah, so I obviously the reason I'm asking is I was talking to this girl out there for a while. I've been seeing her for the last couple of weeks, in New York. And then my next question actually was gonna be, when you say I'm not looking for kids, or I'm looking for kids, I'm looking for marriage, how quick does that come up in the conversation?
Jump.
Yeah, eh?
I will. And my thing is that if that scares you for
Yeah.
whatever reason,
Yeah.
then you're not for me anyways. Because if you can understand that I'm not saying I don't want to marry you. I don't know you. I don't want to have kids with you. I don't know you, but these are things that I want in my life.
Yeah.
What is the point of me talking to somebody, falling for them falling for me, and we don't want the same things? There's no point in that.
This is so interesting. So the way that I met this girl was different. Like it was organic. Like where
I love organic. Go ahead.
she's walking on the street, start talking to her.
Ooh, it was in real life. It was
Yeah,
IRL.
exactly.
Love
So
that.
and there wasn't like, and even she said this, like there was no interview process. There wasn't like
age and this and that and
Yeah.
like all these like
it was
21
just
questions.
it was literally go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
What was your opening line?
Hi.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you're a high.
I'm not at anything. It's just about the moment. So if that's what works,
So
that's what
play it
works.
out. I wanted to play it. Joe.
Let's go
I'm
fly
trying
a
I'm trying to find a bar to go watch the UFC fight. So I'm like, I already have it on my map, but I see her coming, and I'm like, yo, where could I like I'm not from around here. Where could I go find this fight or whatever? And then she is into UFC, and I'm like, bingo, let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're talking, and then she's telling me about a bar that's way too far though. It would have been like closer to Central Park, but I'm by Battery Park at that point, which is like an hour and a half away walking. And so we just start talking.
Were you guys walking the opposite way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm walking, she's coming towards me.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so the conversation's going on. Now we're getting to know each other. So we're having a quick conversation. So I'm like, yo, come with me. She's like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. I'm about to go to Battery Park. So I'm like, oh, okay. For what? She's like, oh, I'm just going to sit there and watch the Statue of Liberty, like that view. So it's kind of like their lake or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
And not watch the fight?
yeah, she's not going to watch the fight. This is earlier, before the fight's about to start. So like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours before the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, can I just come with you? So then I just went with her. And then we just went there and just chilled down and watched that whole thing. So that's how we hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously I went to watch the fight later and met other people, but exchanged numbers, got her information, all that stuff. So we were talking. And then even the Mexican parade, so I went there with her to go check that whole thing out. What I meant by organic is it wasn't like we're sitting there like, hey, so how old are you? I'm this age. How old are you?
Right,
Okay, cool.
right.
What do you do? What do you do? Like it was just like, you're just talking. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Yeah, like I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. But it was so refreshing.
Everything's online these days. Or?
I think everything's online these days, and also because it
even
is an
in
interview.
person.
It's an interview process.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying it,
Yeah.
but like that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Like you get straight to the point, which is fun at times. But this was just refreshing, where it's like, oh yeah, it used to be kind of like this, where it's like slower, but more not like you just go with the flow.
There was no intention.
There wasn't. It was just kind of like,
Yeah.
all right, let's see what happens. So when she found out that I got kids, that's when she's like, oh, okay, I think I could work with that. And like that whole conversation was going on in her head, but she had a bad experience with it. She's like, oh, I don't want to be a part of that. So
How old was she? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't mind. Early 30s.
Okay.
No kids.
She doesn't. Okay.
Yeah. I respect that though. Like I respect it, but I've never had that happen before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was bringing the whole thing up. So it was different. It was interesting because I speak about my kids. I don't hide that.
That's good. You shouldn't.
And there's a lot of people that do. That's a whole
Which
other
is
conversation.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Had it happen to me.
Oh, okay. Let's.
Nah, don't even start that one, yo.
How many?
Yeah. Nah,
It's
don't even start.
a lot.
Yeah, I know.
I don't mind talking about it, but that's like a one whole episode
Yeah.
on that.
Well, guys out here living that double life, huh?
Oh,
Talk about
we're
it.
putting those puzzles back. Together.
But what I'm saying is that like I get from her perspective, like she's just like she doesn't want to, because I feel like from me, my standpoint, someone that doesn't have kids, that is one, dating someone that does have kids, like there is a huge level of patience that comes with that, because you have to understand that, because if I had kids, like my kids are my number one priority.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to understand that you're not going to be number one. Like when it's two single people come together, whatever, however that works out. But when you are dating someone or you're with someone or talking to someone that has kids, that if something happens and whatever the case may be, like the kids are the first priority. In that same realm, I think the person that you're with, and this is from coming from someone that doesn't have kids, is that parent also doesn't make you feel like you don't matter in that same way, right? So it's not that whole, like, if you text somebody and they don't text you back immediately or whatever the case may be, like, I think there's an understanding that comes from both parties for it to work.
I just think it was interesting because the reality of it is I don't believe in long distance relationships anyway. Like she's from Brooklyn. Like I'm there every week right now, but like in a couple of months I'm not gonna be there as often.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see it working anyway. But it was interesting.
But then wouldn't it just be for fun then?
Sure, I'm open to fun, but I'm just.
No, I'm saying for her.
Maybe.
Like, did she not?
Again, there was no plan. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, there was no, like, this is the goal. It was just, you're in the flow. You're seeing how it's going. You're talking. You're doing whatever you're doing. And until you hit the road bump.
But from when you said that you have kids.
Yeah.
Like, what? To me, that would be a deal breaker if she's thinking something serious with you.
Oh, no, that's a fact.
Not if she's thinking it's fun because you don't live there.
I understand that. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say. So when it got to that level of seriousness, I was interested in the conversation to realize that was the bigger issue opposed to the distance. I thought the distance would have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to her for even being that honest about it too.
Super dope. Yeah, super dope. Mature too, man. And that's another thing that I'm noticing too. Like a lot of
So I have a lot of single female friends that are like my age.
Yeah.
And
so you kind of line them up.
I have a lot of single friends that are women. And yeah, I mean, I don't actually, never mind. But they all don't have kids.
Yeah.
So a lot of them don't really want to, I would say, like, don't really want to talk to guys that have kids.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Right? But I would say this, like, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now that, we're all older, one, I'm not saying, like, it's not, like, common or what's normal now, like, to have kids at, like, a later age. It's just that sometimes it comes with a lot of complications or it can't happen or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So I feel like now they're a lot more inclined to talk to someone that does have kids. It's not so much of a deal breaker as it was when we were in our early 30s.
No, that's a fact.
And same for me.
I'll even add in another scenario here. If, like you said, that you're open to somebody that does have kids. I am too, right? However, their mothering skills, man, like I've stopped talking to people where, like, it's not going any further just because I notice how they're being a mother to their own kids.
Is it because it doesn't align with your parenting style, or is it because it's a parenting style that you don't
condone?
You're not used to.
I don't approve of it. Like, there's just certain things that you're saying to your kids that.
Can you give an example?
Probably not.
Belt and beaten.
No, it wasn't even that. But who knows what's behind the doors? But it's just like, and I can't give the example, but just like little threats, like of why you shouldn't do this, like a threat opposed to like an understanding. Like explaining a situation, like you wear a helmet so you don't fall down on your bike. So
explain
like,
that part to the child as opposed
instead
to
of are you X,
don't
Y,
do
and
it
Z?
Because I said so.
Yeah. So like little things like that, and then just like little comments that I think would hurt their personality or their personality or their understanding, like their psyche, like something that could like stain them, like kind of like it stays with them, and all of a sudden now they're self-conscious as they develop and grow, and they don't have the understanding of why just yet.
So you said that you stopped talking to people or that did that. Did you say why?
No, there's other reasons too, but that was something that I was looking at as well.
Did you ever bring it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I suggested stuff because a lot of people are also very like hesitant to get advice on their parenting skills. So I'm very respectful of that because everyone's different and I'm not perfect. But I did bring up certain things.
That's what I want to know.
But a lot of people take that lightly for me too. Like they don't take it like I'm preaching or anything like that. Because, SB the student, those books.
Another thing that comes with that role, though, is the previous partner, the person that person has the children with.
That's a fact.
Because that person's still going to be present, whether they're like in the lives of the children, or it's a 50-50, like they're half the time over there.
Right.
There's still going to be some sort of interactions, and your partner's still going to have to hear about those interactions in one way or another, if not dealing with that person themselves. You get what I mean? And that's not even the best like relationship there for that to even happen.
Right.
Have you met like someone that you're dating's kids, or someone that you're meeting their kids, or introduce your kids to someone that you're dating?
No.
Like not in a way to.
I've been introduced to children before.
Yeah.
Have I introduced my children? I haven't.
I have. Like, I've been introduced to children before, not as like, hey, this is my girlfriend.
I got you. Yeah.
Just like,
smart.
Hey, this is my friend.
Yeah, smart.
Right?
Yeah.
I have been introduced to one of my ex's kids as like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I also was one of 4 at the time.
So there's another piece of the puzzle. There's another.
Yeah, I mean, at the time. So I don't think that counts. So
we're
in
laughing
general,
at that, but that's dirty.
No, it's really bad.
Yeah,
and it was his daughter. So that was just.
Oh, that's
it was
even
not
worse.
okay.
Oh,
I mean, not even for you. I mean, for the kid. Like, oh, this is my girlfriend, and then like you've introduced like 3 other people.
Yeah, but
that's not cool, man.
But the daughter, like his daughter at the time, was like 16, 7, so she knew what was happening
still,
but she like went along with like it's just not cool. But besides that, anybody else's like children that I've like been introduced to was just like, hey, this is my like, say hi to my friend, like that.
Yeah,
like not fully into that, because I think there has to be like an understanding, there has to be some type of explanation. I think it also has a lot to do with like that person's partner knowing like, hey, I think I'm going to introduce like my girlfriend to the kids, like, are you okay? Like, I think
what if you don't mess with that person though?
What do you mean?
What if you don't mess with your child's mother or father? For them to have to extend that branch.
Yeah, but I still think that your partner should know who's around their kids, period. Like I again, I don't have kids, but like I would think that as a man or as a woman that you would want to know, like if your ex is like with a new, like for you guys, like if your ex is with a new guy, like you would want to know who's around your kids.
I think I get where he's coming from though, because that depends.
Do you mean like if you don't speak?
Yeah, like it depends on your relationship with your ex in order to even have that conversation of introduction or not,
Okay.
This isn't Top Boy.
So what?
What did you
So what?
This ain't Top Boy. We're Sully sitting down for dinner and going where all places.
Oh my God, I just watched that episode. Okay. But so what would you do then in both of your positions? Like would you want to know like who, like if your ex has a
like mine is like that's a
no, we're not talking about that.
We can talk about it.
I'm just saying, like, wouldn't you want to? Is that not a thing?
Yeah, you'd want to know.
Sorry, go.
And then so and how you feel, like, would you be like, hey, I'm gonna, have so and so around the kid? Like, is that not a conversation?
It's a conversation if both parties are mature enough to have.
See, that's different. It's one thing to let the parent know, and it's another thing to have to introduce them to that person. Because if you want to let me know, it's like, oh, just so you know, so and so is gonna be around the kids. All right, but that's not to say that I have to meet that person.
No, I mean, I think that's up to the other person whether if they want to, they don't. I just mean like, as 2 men that are single, that have kids. Like,
and I think
what is that?
I think that should happen though, at least.
What,
like that heads up that
like,
just
hey,
so you know, because at that point the onus is on you. You are not responsible for that person.
Right.
Whatever. Hey man, if you think that's okay, then all right. But if something ever were to happen, that's on you.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I do.
I can do whatever I'm doing over here. I don't necessarily have to meet that person.
Right. But would you also feel like you would also tell your like your ex?
Would I do it?
like, would you also be like, hey, you know, there's this girl, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Your thing keeps
If
juggling.
it became a regular occurrence,
sound effects, I could hear the ice.
if it were a regular occurrence enough for me to be like, yo, they're going to reference this person, yes, then I have no problem doing it. But until then, what am I? I'm not just saying.
No, I agree. What about?
Now, my whole situation is completely different. I go back with it's a maturity thing if you're ready to actually have those conversations with people, because
That part too.
every situation is different, because I've been over it. I've been over it before it was over, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So,
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like the relationship,
There
like
was
I'm
no
just like,
let's get back to doing this type of stuff. Like, I'm done later for you.
yeah, like it was like,
I'm over all of this, like
Right.
everything about it.
Okay.
to me, it was almost like I'm almost ready for like, okay, let's move to the next step of
Exactly.
like friendship or
Whatever it is.
Back to that silly thing. Like I felt like I was the woman. Like, yo, we could go for
Come
Thanksgiving.
over for
Go for Thanksgiving dinner just with the kids. It's not like I'm trying to get with you or nothing like that. I'm looking at it more for the kids to have some sort of normality. But the other person's got to be aligned with that. She wasn't, and I don't blame her. That's fine. But what happened with my situation was one day I moved out of the house, right?
Okay.
So they're still living at the house, and one day I just pulled up, I had to get some stuff from the garage. When I pulled up, the guy that she's seeing is there.
Mm-hmm.
So now everyone's kind of like, oh, but I don't care. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I even said what up to him. Like, to me, I'm so...
Got him.
I actually thought that was you. But like,
I also did too.
yeah. So I just said what up to. But like, I think it would have made sense to have the conversation.
When you went there,
Yeah.
you obviously you didn't know he was going to be there.
No, I didn't.
Right.
It didn't
But
matter to me.
did she give you any type of like reaction into like, why the fuck are you here kind of thing?
Not really.
So it was just like
it's
you
just
said
like,
hello to both of them, you got your stuff and you left.
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
So to me, it's not about like, this is what I think people need to understand, right? And I think it might even be easier when one person leaves the other.
Mm-hmm.
For the person that left, maybe it's easier to get to that next level,
Right.
Or to move on, or to be over with it, or whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe the other person has resentment or whatever. And I'm not trying to paint a picture, even though I am kind of doing it. However, but like it's also like, where are you? Like how long are you keeping these feelings for? Like in a way, if you're already with somebody, like shouldn't the whole thing be over anyway? So I felt, going back to the original point, the introduction should be made in the sense like, all right, cool. So I know who's around my kids. Personally, I would have
Appreciated a heads up.
It would have just been good to know, like, yo, who's around my kids? Like,
Yeah.
I would feel good knowing what type of person this person is.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, hey, let's be buddies and let's go fucking have a drink or any of that shit. But it's also like, yo, I need to understand this person's psychology. But where you don't have the luxury of that in this world.
But if you already understand your ex's psychology,
Yeah.
you're not.
Nah.
What?
So finish the question. Sorry.
But you know where I'm going with this. Because
Sort
like if it's like for her to go connect with this person,
Yeah.
you don't already feel like there's already some questions that you're gonna have about this person already.
Nah. I think that's a part of the whole conversation in the first place. I don't feel, when you change, when you evolve as a person and you take off these lenses, you start seeing people in a whole different way.
Okay.
So what you might have
But
thought
that-
of somebody, like, so you're saying, how her psyche is and how you know her psyche to be. I have a completely different perspective on her psyche now. Cause I'm looking at it from a different angle. So I'm like literally moving from the mic. As I'm looking at this person in a different kind of way now, I am double downing on the fact that, yo, you're a stranger. Like, I really don't know you, even though I know certain qualities that you have. But what is your choice for whatever you're doing? No, I don't know that. And for I know it could be a great thing. But
How? But aren't you guys still having regular interactions?
it's not regular. I wouldn't say it's regular. And even if it is regular, what's that
Yeah, but I mean,
conversation
like,
like?
when I
Oh
say
yeah, pick
regu-
them up at this time, drop them off at this time.
Yeah, when I
It's-
say
it's not-
regular, there's still instances where you have to communicate with them.
yeah, sure there is. But what does that even mean though?
But that's not communicating on like a deep
No,
Yeah,
level.
but
I don't know.
But even those interactions, if like there's nothing that ever happens where those continue to tell you enough that clearly you haven't changed. You're
There's
still
a
the same person.
No, there's a lot of interactions where I could be like, oh, okay, I see that pattern again. That doesn't make me realize what type of person this is that she's brought into the house
Nah,
or
I
that
think,
she's
I
dating.
think I'm able to like.
Did you guys
piece a few
ever
things together based off of that?
get a sense that like even if your your partners like of your children have moved on and then you then get somebody new or you're talking to somebody, do you ever feel that there's some type of jealousy, or I don't know if that's mainly the word I'm looking for, but something around in that realm, even though they have also moved on?
Are you
Do
talking
you guys
about
ever feel that?
our most recent exes, like our previous like?
I'm saying the
I love how this guy just said that.
I just want to make sure what we're talking about.
Sure. I was gonna say like the mother of your guys' children,
but I figured that's where you're going with this.
Yeah, because I don't mean like your current exes, because they don't continue to have ties with you. Like the mother of your children are always gonna have ties with you because of the kids.
Yeah, but like the song,
I feel like I'm just throwing
gal I
shade
breathe.
now with everything that I'm gonna start saying. Like it's gonna sound like I don't want it to come across petty. Like I don't want to like I don't want to make her look bad because
Bro, I was about to give this 30 more seconds and wrap this exactly that same point.
Okay, I was just asking like in a
Some people don't even deserve that type of attention. I get what you. But I get it.
Like just for understanding.
I don't. Okay, so whatever you're saying, I don't know. But what I will tell you is, there's a point where I moved on and I did have somebody that I was dating, and I just didn't bring that up at all to anybody. Like I didn't want anyone to know.
Yeah.
Just fearing that. Yeah.
And the reason I'm asking is because like you both are.
And just so I don't sound like rude or arrogant or anything of that, it was actually in her best interest. I was looking at it like, I don't want this person to get insecure. I don't want this person to feel bad. I don't
think it came off like that.
Good. But I consciously looked at it like, yo, if I start like A, you left, now B, like, oh, you're with someone else.
Right.
X amount of time later,
like,
though.
Optically, I can see that.
Yeah. And I also feel that, to your point though, how do I say this? I think you're more inclined, if you're hurt and in an emotional state, to maybe possibly take it out on someone else.
Right.
In this case, I'm thinking my kids. Not saying she did or didn't or whatever. And it could be a subconscious behavior where, like, you know what I mean? Like now you're a bigger mess and now they have to witness that. Right. So I thought like many steps ahead of everything that I was moving around.
That comes with that. The reason I was asking both of you is because I think you're both really good dads and you're very involved in your children's lives. So
try to be.
It's like
only going up this year.
It's just
But imagine there are people that won't even put respect on that.
That's crazy to me.
There's tons of people that won't put respect on that.
I think that's wild.
Hey man.
But to me, like, we're not gonna know if we're good parents until like to the level that we think about it until like they're older anyway. So I just look at it like, all right, the biggest trophy's going to be when they talk to me in like 10, 15 years.
But you also have to look at like that somebody that you were dating saw that in you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's a fact. So
and I also am not like, you know, I don't see you guys every day or anything like that, but the way that you guys talk about your children and the way that, you know, show your love and all these things, like it's not unnoticed, but I get that it's the biggest. Like, you're going to reap the reward when it comes from your kids.
That's a fact.
Bro,
right?
Trust me, yo.
We'll close it after this one point that I want to add in, right? So I'm watching Dana White's interview, and we already know the whole thing about when he smacked his wife during New Year's or whatnot. And he's being interviewed by Morgan something, whatever, the British guy. And he's talking to him about his upbringing. So his parents were...
Sorry.
Dana White, the president of the UFC.
No, I know who that is.
Oh, sorry, okay.
But he slapped his wife?
Yeah, they got into like a little fight. Like his wife smacked him, then he smacked her back, and it was all over the internet. They were both drunk.
As a joke?
No, it was like yeah, it was a smack. Okay. But like it was a smack. But they've been together for like 35 plus years. It's in public. It's videotapes all over the internet, right?
Okay.
So he asks him about like, so Morgan's asking Dana all these questions about like, okay, so you had a tough upbringing, you know, you were raised poor, your mom was an alcoholic, your father left at a young age, yada, yada, yada. How does it feel to be so successful and leave this legacy for the UFC and, you know, to do all the amazing things that you've done and like, you know, this big financial gains that you've made and how much you're worth, yada, yada, yada. He's like, that's not a legacy. The legacy is going to be what my kids thought of me. Mm-hmm. And I'll close it off on that because that's what's important to me. I look at it like, yo, at the end of the day, it is what it is. There's going to be all kinds of things that happen and don't happen, but that's your true legacy. And I don't really care how anyone really puts respect on anyone.
One point to that.
Yeah.
So what if you don't have kids? Then you don't think that you can leave a legacy?
No, not at all.
No, I'm asking.
Not at all.
Okay.
It's just different then. I'm referring to obviously myself right now in this whole example. Mm-hmm. If you don't have kids, you just leave it a different way. It doesn't have to be kids. It doesn't even have to be nephews or nieces or family. It could be business. It could be the charity that you do for people. It could be what you taught people. It could be your word. It could be a million other things. There's tons. Look at the guy, the guy that left McDonald's. They don't have no kids. McDonald's is his legacy. Mm-hmm. Crocker or whatever his name is. And the fact that he, you know, burnt those guys with the handshake deal. But yeah. So no, I don't think that. Why? Did you feel that way?
It was a thought.
Got it. There's tons of people that left a legacy that never had no kids.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, even with Dana, like, he's also, it's UFC. Like,
For
that's
sure.
when you think of his name, when you hear his name, that's what you think of.
Yeah.
So obviously, but for him, it's different because it's his personal
Yeah.
experience and stuff like that. So
The goal is not
Just
to
a
live
question.
forever. It's to create something that does.
I think it's just,
And if
people are not going to remember what you do, if they're
Yeah.
going to remember how you made them feel.
But if you can't create something physical or like any type of creative venture of some sort,
yeah.
the next best thing you can make a name for is with your family and your children. So
Mm.
it's the legacy is a legacy. But big up all the single fathers out here fighting for their children, because one of the man them that we know was in court yesterday fighting for his thing. But
Winner.
Nice.
Ganyo.
yeah, one of those ones. So
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy to hear
another
that.
point on the board for us.
Yeah.
Big him up
the
every time.
single
Yo.
mothers too.
Them, yo, but
We do that all
trust
day.
me, we do it all the
Yeah.
time.
Hey guys, I'm
All
not
the
saying
time.
you don't.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, I'm
Nah.
just adding.
But just given the conversation, I think it's important to make note of that, because there's a lot of women out here fighting for guys not to be in the lives of their children.
That's a
which makes
fact.
no sense.
Makes no sense.
It makes none whatsoever.
I
But
don't.
it's the same. It's the same. Women are fighting for men to be there in their lives, and they're
Exactly.
Yeah, and we,
That's the
Right?
point. That's
Yeah.
exactly the point. There's women that are fighting for their baby dads to be the father to their children, whereas some men want to be the father to their children and be in the picture, and
I
these women are
agree.
cutting them out.
100%.
That makes no sense.
But
Some of these
it's also
laws
like-
really need to be revisited.
and willing to do the most oblivious things to get that done, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It is and it's not. I think what's crazy is how normal it's become. Like this entire conversation needs to be a much bigger conversation where you just add up the numbers and you look, we have data right now. We have
Yeah.
we have so much like stuff that we could reflect back on as far as statistics are concerned, to just see. And the UK's done this where they look back at kids that never had a father in the picture because of the laws or whatever it was. And now they've made it like a law where the father has to be in the picture a little bit more, especially if he wants to. So it's more favorable to them. Just looking at the interactions of how the kids grow up and are raised after the fact. We need to start implementing that a little bit more too. And I don't see why it's a mother thing or a father thing. Like, I think the primary focus really needs to be on the kids. And they're getting shat on in most cases. And there's so many people right now that could attest to that, where it's like, yo, the father wants to be in the picture, but it's like, I wish he was, but he wasn't because of, and then the truth comes out. And it's like, you already wasted like this person's prime as a parent, or the kid's prime to actually have that role model in their life. So, yeah.
Before we take another break, I do want to ask you about homegirl. Did you get a chance to take her ice cream or anything like that while you guys were down there? Like,
And why?
because I know you said, I know
No,
you
we
said
did a
some,
bunch of stuff, man.
but the ice cream thing, you said National Ice Cream Day is coming up or something. Like,
Oh, no. So that's for us though. They don't know about that.
who? What do you mean?
National Ice Cream Day is national.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
So she's
When is it?
in 2 days.
Oh,
What's your favorite flavors? Send it on that.
I will say my favorite flavor.
Yeah.
are we talking about the
sometimes-
simple stuff or like that Baskin Robbins?
You do whatever you want to do.
Just like your go-to. I just get made fun of sometimes for it, but it's what is it? Peppermint
Oh, my
chocolate
goodness.
chip.
Don't do
Chocolate.
that.
That's
Come
me.
on.
What is it?
Peppermint.
Yeah.
Mint chocolate chip.
That's
Wow,
me.
You
that
guys
took
are
so
disgusting.
long.
You guys are disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Come on.
That's the thing.
What? That's
What?
yours?
That's me. That's me.
That's disturbing. I
Yeah.
hate that. Anything, if it ain't mint tea, it's not meant to be mint anything.
Yeah, it's
Yo.
delicious.
Is it just me? You know, like the mint stuff,
My daughter's on it too now.
mint chocolate, all of that stuff. Nah, I'm
It's
good.
delicious. That and
Yeah.
You're
then
just saying that because you're Jamaican.
Probably.
lemon
Because
sherbet.
mint tea fixes everything.
Exactly.
Everything.
Everything.
That and ginger ale.
Everything.
Oh,
lie down.
ginger ale's a thing for us
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Though.
No, same.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If I had to choose one, mind you, the ice cream that I'm consuming these days is plant-based ice cream. It's cashew-based ice cream, so it's not
Okay.
milk. Whatever, man. But cookies and cream has always been one of my faves.
Yeah.
But right now, the
That's
vegan
so
ice cream that I
gross.
usually eat is this salted caramel,
Okay.
which is amazing to me. What do you got? Chocolate?
I'm on
Oh,
the mint.
yeah, the mint stuff. yeah.
Or lemon sherbet. But
lemon sherbet?
yeah, I'm getting on
That's
that
like
a
a
lot. more.
palate cleanse.
Nah.
Nah, that's what you got. What do you, chocolate? guy?
Especially if it's gelato.
Don't come with the extra yachty
You're gonna say,
foolishness.
wait, if you say, hold on, if you say either
Grape.
What is it? Rum and raisin.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Such a Jamaican.
It is.
Grape
It
nut.
is.
that, yeah,
grape
Or
grape,
grape nut is what I was trying to say.
Grape
Yeah,
nut,
yeah.
And yeah,
Don't
those
do
two.
that. No,
What is
come
it?
on.
Is it?
Don't do that. Really?
No,
Real bad man.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
even
so rare
surprised.
you can't even find it anywhere. Really?
I got a spot for you.
Grape nut is it.
I got a spot for you.
Nah, I hate
Grape
that
nut.
stuff, yo.
Go to Dutch
oh
Dreams.
my God.
Dutch Dreams.
Yeah, I've been there before. That's a proper spot.
That's my spot.
Ah, man, I can't. Yuck, I hate that stuff, yo.
Okay, coming from a cashew butter. I mean, what are you?
Relax,
Yeah.
man. Plant based, yo. Trap. You know what? One of these
No,
days,
but
I'm gonna
plant
make
based,
try some of
you should
that.
do coconut though.
I hate coconut based everything, man.
Ugh.
It's disgusting. I'll drink coconut water. Outside of that, nothing coconut.
Wow.
You don't like the flavor?
No, yeah,
Mm.
I hate that stuff.
Hit that.
But
Wait, are you vegan?
yes.
Yes.
I've been messing
Sometimes.
around. No, yeah, like it's been a little bad as of late. Just stress, man. Like I ain't got time to prepare meals and all that stuff anymore. So I've been kind of like eating.
Are you vegetarian or you're vegan?
Plant based? Vegan is a culture where they don't mess with leather seats. They don't wear leather clothes.
Okay,
da-da-da-da.
sorry. Thank you for
So I follow
educating me.
I follow a plant based diet. I would say 70% of the week as of late. It used to be 100%. Now it's kind of like I don't have the time to prepare food. I'm usually like out doing whatever. But I'm gonna make you try a couple things at some point. I feel like you're gonna like it. But we're gonna take a quick break and be back with some more speaker perspective.
This episode is brought to you by Bodyammo. More than a look, it's a lifestyle. Pick up some body ammo to protect your mind, body, and soul. Now, back to some more of SUP.
I told him I never went to high school. Why you do that? But I went to school high. Okay. Timeless.
That's a cool line.
First thing they do me weird.
Can't relate to it, but it's a cool line.
Big up Cartel, bro. Big up Cartel. Well, you like that one too, eh? I'm gonna start getting you on some of this reggae.
That was a good
bro.
line.
Like, I'm gonna start getting you on some of this, man.
Went to
Only going
high
up
school,
this year.
went to school high.
yeah.
I never used to smoke back in high school, but that's still a good line. It's funny.
But anyways, before we go, I promise that we can get to this Tough Mudder thing. I see you coming in here with a shirt and a headband.
I had to represent.
Shirt and headband.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Yo, what's up?
Do you know what it is?
I saw some stuff online about it, and I think we ran a news story, but
How
talk
about you?
about it.
Yes, I've wanted to do it.
Dope. So it's like you could do 5K, 10K, 15K, like a course that you're running, and there's a whole bunch of obstacles in between. Different kinds of obstacles. You got to climb a hill. Or not a
You
hill,
have
sorry,
to
like a
go, like-
fence.
Run through some barbed wire.
Yeah.
Go
Did
through
you
the
like
mud.
You have to
crawl?
You got to
under
crawl under the barbed wire.
Yeah.
You got to go do this like
So,
cold water plunge.
Did you do
Not the cold
5, 10,
water.
or 15?
I did 10.
You did 10?
Yeah, eh?
Are you still a runner?
Me bad.
I think I'll be a runner forever. I love that you brought that up though,
Because
because
like, yeah.
Just a running on a track star.
sure. Because I didn't train for it again.
You didn't.
No, I didn't train for it. So even the guy like I
Told
had,
you, man.
Me bad.
I'm telling
Nah,
you
he
too.
used to run like from what I
Cross
remember,
country
like
shit.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just become a thing now. So I think it's just embedded in me forever now. Like I can
Yeah,
just
even your
keep up.
pace, like everything.
So I had a group of guys. We all went together, obviously,
hmm
and I kept up with the top guy. So we're just doing the whole thing
What was your time?
under an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, eh?
You guys want to hear a funny story about this one too?
Yes, we do.
love
cool.
to.
So all the obstacles are pretty jokes. Like I'm laughing at some of the stuff. You got to climb this big like.
Did you have to use a rope to
Where
climb
was
the
it firstly?
thingy?
Where was
That's
it?
a good question. I think it's Cortland.
Okay.
Like
I don't know where that is.
I would say like a little north of Simcoe. Don't quote me on that because I just Googled it and just went. So
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. But like Simcoe is the closest city to it that I recognized.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I did all the courses.
And it's an annual thing, right?
I think
it
they have a,
annual?
I
No,
think
they
have a
do
bunch.
it. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different kinds of them, and they have them like throughout. I would say mostly like the summer, like spring to fall,
Yeah,
and they're all like called like different things.
yeah.
But you did the 10K, and you said
Yeah.
like how many
Go back to your
obstacles are
story.
in that
At least 15. Like you got to carry a log. You got to
by yourself or with the team?
no,
Or-
not by yourself.
Okay.
You got to pull some people. Here, I'll give you a number. 7. Like 17, 18.
Obstacles?
Yeah, obstacles. There's a whole bunch of different things that you got to do, but there's one that brought me to my knees. Pause. At the at the end, At the end, there's a shock therapy.
Oh yeah, I did hear about this.
What?
Yeah. So they have a
As
bunch
an obstacle?
you got to run through it.
What? Okay, sorry, explain.
So just to give a heads up, prior to that, you got to go through a cold plunge. You got to swim in this next type of water. You got to go through like a sewer type of pipe. Like you're already drenched, you're wet, right? Now there's these cables dangling and you got to run through the cables. And I'm like, okay, let me just finesse my way through this.
Get through them, or
you gotta like get to the other side of them. There's like maybe 12 feet, maybe 20.
Like, and they're not, like you can't like maneuver like you're gonna touch them.
So that's the joke.
Okay.
So I'm trying to maneuver my way through it. So I get through about like 20%, 25%, and then the first one hits me. And then they give you a warning where if you got like heart issues to don't do it, to avoid it. The first one hits me and I'm like, fuck. Second one hits me, fuck. And now I'm just saying like.
And you're in the middle of it.
I'm trying to get to the middle of it, right? So I'm getting shocked. Everyone's kind of laughing right now, like on the sidelines and stuff like that. Yo, one of them just went from like the top of my spine all the way to my nutsack.
Whoa.
Like the buzz. And I'm like, oh,
man.
Yo, I'm on the floor.
Yeah,
I'm on the floor.
Man.
I recorded some of it too. Like I took my phone for jokes. Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah.
Damn, yo.
Yo, I'm on the floor.
Other people saw that though? Like a bunch of people saw
Yeah,
it?
like they're laughing at me right now, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm on the floor and I'm like, yo, I'm not doing this now. Like how do you
get out of there?
I started crawling a little bit, but I'm like, now some of them are lower. So I'm like, I'm gonna get hit again. So I'm literally right there, and I just manned up and I ran through the last like maybe 4 feet or whatnot.
Shit.
But I've never felt that. Like even talking about it right now, I feel it. So yeah, don't mind if I start grabbing my.
Was this over the weekend?
This on Sunday, yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Would you do it again?
I'm gonna do it again. We're gonna do the 15K next year.
Yeah, you said you want to do it, right?
I've wanted to, yeah, for a while.
We had a whole squad out there, man. Like we went out with like at least like I think we had like a good 10 guys to just go and kill it. The whole David Goggins attitude.
That guy?
That's the motivation.
That guy?
Yeah, I was like jokingly like I would put on his podcast here just, like while we're running by people like, come on guys, stay tough.
That guy is
stay hard.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's ridiculously crazy.
He's crazy, but like when I'm lacking some type of motivation to like do something like or keep going or like the gym stuff that I've been doing, I listen to like him on like what is it, Gold Coast? Like he has this like it's a 3-part series. It's condensed. But it's just crazy of like what he went through as a kid and then what he put himself through and then what he became.
Read his books.
And so I will now. But
It'll honestly like make you look at things. Here, I'll even put it this way. I think I said this a long time ago too. The 21K, the Mississauga half. I did that after reading his second book. Like I just set up.
Did you train?
No, it's sad, but whatever. I think
it's not sad. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm just gifted with running that way because I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's actually what got me cocky for this one too. Where I'm like, oh, I was not gonna train, but I wish I did.
This guy will be outside at like 4:00 in the morning running.
Yeah, it's even winter. Like winter, I'm outside minus 25. I'm still out there running. Like it's whatever.
He'll link me on. So you want to go for a walk? You want to go for a walk?
Yeah,
it's constantly.
It's a real thing.
I mean, it's good to be outside, like to get moving, to move your body in that way.
The second book that he talks about, though, like when we're talking about athletes, there's a specific injury that he's got, like to his knee or something like that, that it's supposed to take like months upon months upon months to recover from. Didn't this guy just go run like another ultra marathon within like a month of this surgery? And it's just, he's mentally like changing the way we take I guess care of our physical body. Like he's just elevated it to a point where he's even saying that your physicality is also mental. Like it's
but
it's
there's
nuts.
a lot that comes with that, and I think that a lot of people don't understand that. Like even I think earlier or whenever we were talking about like things have happened to everybody, right? Everybody has experienced some type of trauma in their life. Okay, some people more than others, whatever. Where you grew up, your environment, your upbringing, like all of these things. And some people use them as a crutch for a while or forever.
Yeah.
Right? And until you really like take a look at yourself and like understand that the healing process is not easy. It's not an easy journey and it's continuous for you to get to the point where you don't use that as a crutch or an excuse.
Yeah.
And I'm talking from experience too, right? And it's like it takes you a very long time.
I'm almost there
to get to that point. But like even with him and stuff like that, with what he grew up in and what his environment was and all of these things, that's what the whole like nature versus nurture, like all that stuff, right? It all comes into play. And like your mind is like such a powerful thing that people don't really grasp or truly understand how to get there. And like when you've gone through all these things and all these traumas and all this stuff, your brain has been wired to think this way for so long.
Trust me, people
so
don't realize.
your healing, so when you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start like whatever, you're gonna work on yourself. It's not gonna take a year. It's not gonna take 2 months. It's not gonna take 3 months. Your brain has been wired to think this way for umpteen amount of years. So it's going to take that work and more because you're familiar to revert back into the way that you're thinking.
It's all subconscious. You don't even know what you're doing sometimes.
Right, but you gotta wake up.
This whole we talk about this a lot too, but like the whole concept of SB the student, a lot of rappers do this too. A lot of Kobe with the Black Mamba. You got to create another identity for yourself that you tap into and you become that. And I'll use the Kobe example because I think it's amazing.
Beyonce too, she does it with Sasha Fierce to perform.
A lot of comedians too, right? Kobe's going through all kinds of stuff, and I think this is the time that he's going through everything with the miscarriage, the affair,
and the charges,
losing all those sponsorships. I got to become somebody else when I'm on the court. Gives birth to Black Mamba. He's watching the movie too, right? Kill Bill. Did he not just go on fire? Like that was, it's a whole nother thing. So to me, it's like you need to be able to reflect so deeply on who you are and understand if that's working for you in order to become who you need to be. And it's like every action we take every day is a vote towards who we want to be. So you're building this person up. Yeah, you want to do stuff, you want to become something, but are your actions reciprocating that? And if not, is it because you are physically not doing it, or is it because you're mentally being held back? That's another thing too, especially with diets and stuff like that.
Mental blockage is huge.
It is
huge.
Diets, anything that you're trying to create. And that's why I'm so obsessed with the Atomic Habits thing. Like, it's like you got to be able to understand yourself well enough to be able to get over yourself and become this next person. How do you do that? That part is the biggest challenge, but you have to almost kill that person that you were to become this next person. Yeah.
Before we go, we have a video to play.
Oh.
We'll get to that one real quick. Nat said we have to touch on this one, so we'll insert it. Apparently, there was a fight on the 4-1. Shout out everybody in Toronto. Shout out CTV News.
Road rage at a whole new level. 2 men fighting on the highway in the middle of rush hour traffic.
Kind of speechless when I see that kind of behavior on the road.
Sergeant Kerry Schmidt says road rage may be relatively common, but it rarely escalates to a full-blown brawl on Canada's busiest highway. The incident happened when traffic was moving slowly, but Schmidt says it's still not clear what precipitated the fight, as there was no crash beforehand. Several drivers called 911 to report it.
We did have a license plate, and we did follow up with at least one of the drivers. There was a discussion.
Did you guys get out the car to stop it?
No charges.
Would I get out the car to stop it?
Yeah.
In Brampton, Ontario, this morning, a similar fight with 2 men wrestling on the road.
Are you videotaping it?
No, I'm not gonna videotape it, but
I'd get out.
I would.
I'd get out.
I might FaceTime one of them man and be like, "Yo, look at this bullshit."
No, I'd get out to stop it still.
And say what?
I would.
Hey guys, I would. That serious?
Nah, I'd be the guy to rally up everyone else and be like, "Yo, let's break this thing apart."
Nah, B.
That stuff is crazy to me.
Nah.
I don't.
Actually, I'm not even stopping to watch. I'm gonna go about my business. I'm gonna keep driving.
I just don't think anything is worth that. Like, I just don't feel like anything.
How far have you gone when it came to road rage? Like, what's the?
Oh, I get angry. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, like I have
a signature move still. I have a signature move that I give them.
screened things from my car for sure.
But you never
I have
swerved on somebody?
rolled into their car.
Just a little swerve. You
No,
have to like
that's
because they're gonna move out the way too.
What if they don't?
Exactly.
You never swerved on somebody?
I'm not saying
No,
nothing to incriminate myself right now. I got some nasty stories.
I've never done that, but it got one time it got very real, and that's because like then this person started saying like racist things, and like that's something that I can't.
You
call me.
Far,
you can call me like whatever you want, but like once it gets into like race, like
it's gonna come.
That's where some of these guys think they're Iron Man in their cars.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, get out.
Yeah, but like,
nah.
I can't. Like, it's hard for me to be. I don't want to say bystander, but like I can't see something happening, and like not it. I mean, it's probably not safe for me to like do all the things I've done in my life to like intervene. But I have. It's just in my nature.
Not to bring it up, but to bring it up. Imagine this guy's got a gun on him right now. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not.
I'm telling you, man.
Get it.
When you're mad at that point, at that level, like it's just.
You're capable of anything.
You are. Because even if you talk to these guys, they probably think it's pretty dumb too.
Yeah.
Then you talk to them like 30 minutes
Now,
later, 45 minutes later.
Right.
They don't have a level of homostasis anymore. We're all on edge right now.
I don't know if I would. That's true. Like, I mean, I think I would say I'd be like, stop. Like, I try.
Yeah.
Because like even like in my field of work.
Yeah, the
like,
horn's
the
almost like
things that
cheering
I
them on.
do,
Like, yeah, get him, beep, beep, beep.
But like it's, you know, like it's definitely not safe to just try to help everybody because you never know if they'll turn on you.
What's the most awkward place? Because I think this is kind of awkward that you've stopped the fight from happening.
I've never stopped the fight.
Of course you haven't. My man's an instigator.
Mine was storefront. If any of you guys know from
Talk about it.
2 girls?
Mine was one. Oh, this story's crazy.
Only going up this year.
So
Is it just me or I just naturally got excited? I'm like,
big up everybody from the ends because I have a whole thing where it's like every one of us, everybody from Rexdale has a storefront story.
So
everybody.
Yeah, my storefront story is pretty wild. So anyways, one of my friends from Humberwood, who like we didn't become that, like once we got into high school, we weren't that close anymore. Yeah. Because she then made friends with like an entire other group of people. And then that group of people completely turned on her. And then
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then
that's funny.
This group of people
I think I know what it is.
Called a group from another school
to
come and beat her up.
Yeah.
And so all of her friends at school didn't want to like
stood up for her.
So
I heard about this story.
So didn't want
because I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So didn't want to mess with her anymore. And then like I don't hate her. It wasn't it wasn't like that. But like we just didn't par anymore. And then she told me like she's like Preeya, like this is what's happening. Whatever. Like they're coming to storefront. And I was like, yeah. I said, all right, no worries, you're good. So I went to storefront.
Gorgon, real bad man.
Went to storefront and these girls, this group of girls pulled up in a van, came out the car and like was like, yo, yeah, come with me.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, come with me. And I was like, bro, you're not going anywhere. Yeah. Like you're not gonna go into a car, into a van with 6 girls.
They're trying to kidnap her?
That like wanna fuck you up. Like that's not what's happening right now. So like so I'm talking over her, like to the girl. And, you know, I feel like, I think it's a concept, like I'm racially ambiguous. Let's just say that. So they didn't know what my ethnicity was. Yeah. They didn't understand that I knew how to speak
bad man boy.
other languages. Yeah. And so they said some things in a language that they thought I couldn't understand. That was, you know, not a good thing to say in the fact that we're at storefront. Storefront is the Indian or black. Like that's just storefront. Like that was West Humber. That's where we grew up, whatever. And yeah, so anyways, they said something that, and I said, I'm sorry. And then she stepped back and I stepped forward. And I was like, do you want me to tell everybody what you said? And she's like, what are you talking about? Like she didn't, like she was very confused. And then I started speaking in a language that she could understand.
And if you don't know,
now you know.
And then,
that girl up wherever she's at.
And then all of my friends were like, yo, what the fuck? What did she say? Da, 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 da. Yeah. And I was like, come here. And I grabbed the girl and I made her apologize to my friend. And, you know, maybe roughed her up like a little bit. Go 1-2 or whatever. And then, yeah, that was it.
Hey, man, you got to do it sometimes, yo.
So
that's funny.
Yeah, that's my story.
I mean, I feel like I've probably broken up at 1-2 fights, but I can't think of any.
I got those stories too, but the one that I was going to share is more recent. Because I was saying, because it was like, I was saying, what's the most awkward spot, right? So I go to LA Fitness quite a bit, and I'm chilling in the sauna, Yo, these guys are about to go in and at it in the sauna room.
You're a little exposed in the sauna.
Exactly.
You are.
That's where I'm at with this. Like, what?
Yo, it's crazy because
I'm not doing that.
Dude, I just used my
You're
words.
on your own.
I just used my words.
You're not bringing up a
No, I didn't have to.
slippery sauna fight.
No, I'm not doing that. I wasn't like. I'm not.
You want to talk about dicks going like this? You want to talk about dicks going like this all over the place? Yeah. You want to talk about dicks doing this all over the place? Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Definitely not doing that. I just sat back, used my words.
This is not pretty.
It's the power of the words, man. I thought they were joking. So like this guy's talking like a big thing in LA Fitness is like they have this sign up. Shout out to everybody at LA Fitness because I feel like most of the people following me probably know me from LA Fitness Sauna Talks. I hold like whole camps in there, bro. Kill the books. So they have these signs where they say not to splash water on the rocks on the So this guy splashed it before or whatever, and then it's me, him, and like two other guys sitting there, right? And he's talking smack about this other guy. He's like, "Oh, do you guys mind if I put the water on the rocks or whatever?" I'm like, "I don't care, do whatever you got to do, right?" He's like, "Oh, because the other guy got really mad and blah blah blah." He's saying a whole bunch of stuff about the other guy.
Is the other guy in there?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
He walks in, and then now he's like, "Oh, that was the other guy that I was talking about."
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then he continues this thing, and right now the other guy's bigger than him. Like if they were to fight, I think he would take him. But this guy's chirping heavy. I thought he was joking, like where he's just saying it's the other guy when in fact it's his friend or something.
Right.
So I make light of the situation, like, "Yo, is he really your boy? Like you joking or what?" He's like, "Nah, that's really him." And they go back and forth a little bit. And then this guy steps up right in his face. He's like, "Yo, I don't like how you just said that right now." And then he's like, "Yo, if you want to fight, let's go, blah, 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 whatever, right?" And as much as like it was kind of entertaining, I'm like, "Come on, guys, let's not do this right now. Go sit down, whatever. Cool, they sat down, right?" When this guy left though, Buddy followed him.
Which, the little guy or the big guy?
Yeah. The big guy followed the little guy as soon as he got out.
Yeah, eh?
I'm like, I'm not following. I did my good.
Did you hear anything?
I did.
You haven't been back since?
Nah, well, I go to different locations,
Okay.
but yeah, I don't know. Something probably did break out though. But like that's a terrible way to fight though.
Yeah.
Like your feet are slippery.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
there's no traction.
Yeah, so I don't think it would have gone too heavy. Like maybe he would have like pushed him, but like I feel like the little guy could take him just because of the slipperiness of it. You know what I mean? Grip's a big part of fighting, bro.
It is, yo. But that's a conversation for another day, yo.
Pause?
That's definitely
Hard pause.
Well, I gotta pause. Grip?
Anyway.
Grip's a big part of a fight?
You're on one, bro. It's about that time, yo. I gotta get out of here and go fly that kite, yo.
Let's go fly a kite.
But next week, I'm hoping we can talk about this whole Top Boy thing, because I know you guys are catching up, but like Top Boy's been a thing, so
Yeah, I almost don't even want to fully catch up because I'm enjoying it so much.
Come on, man. But I have so many things to say about
It's
it.
super shocking right now.
It's pretty. Oh yeah? Okay.
I'm getting shocked.
No, I'm not getting shocked about anything.
You're on season 2.
I'm about to start season 2. I just finished the first season.
So I'm on episode 8, which I just found out.
I feel
Come
like I
on,
can predict
guys,
a lot of
catch
it. I feel like some of it's predictable for me. I can almost feel like, I don't want to say it now in case
Like
no one's seen it. I already know something that's going to happen in the future just because of the way that they're sending it
Yeah,
up.
don't say anything. But like just
I'm enjoying it though.
the backstabbing and like actually some of the stuff like it was foreshadowing. Like that I saw that was going to happen because I'm like, this has to happen.
Yeah.
Like this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then it did. So, but some stuff like.
A lot of it's relatable too. It's interesting.
Yo, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
But
Shout out to everybody watching Top
I was
Boy.
so sad when Jason died.
Were you?
Oh,
I wasn't. Like, that character needs to go.
It happens,
but
man.
he had like
It's
such
just-
he just couldn't catch a break his whole life.
Yeah.
Sad.
It happens, yo. Anyway, shout out Knots behind the scenes.
Super insensitive.
Preeya over here, SB
Fiction.
over here. I go by Bun. And this was another episode of Speak Your Perspective. Thank you to everybody who stuck through this episode with us. If it was your first time here, hopefully we see you again next week. If it's your last time here, make sure you close the door on the way out. But enjoy the rest
Hit those
of the
likes and
evening.
comments. Hit those likes and comments.
That too.
Throw
Thank
some
you.
questions. Let's
Engage.
go. We
Yeah.
need the engagement, man.
Oh,
Support
dog,
us.
that's, you know what?
Let's go. You see?
We're talking about that next week.
You see?
And-
Okay.
Yeah,
Yo,
Top Boy and that next week. For sure.
We need the Juno. We need the Juno.
That too.
I
It's
really
coming.
need the Juno.
It's coming.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Face, we love you. That too.
Woo!